All right. I think that's good enough. Let's see, what are we doing here? Hi, gang. Just checking to make sure this all works. Yay, we're off. Let's make some noise. I'm going to make a little noise, and then when it comes down, we'll talk about how I'm making this noise. Hey guys. Ha! That was fun. So, let's see. Where am I? Which screen am I on? So, hey everybody, how's it going? Okay, let's see who's here. You have to forgive me. I'm having super fun. I've been playing with music all day today, and like to the point where my wife went to the market and, and everything, and like it's been like 8 hours of just like jamming. It's been great. She went to the market, came home. I'm like, FedEx came, tried to deliver a synthesizer, and I missed it. Just like, oops, left the thing on the door. I'm like, oh, wow, I guess I was really into it. So, yeah, let's see who's here. Andy, Rich, hey guys. Soup, hey Soup. Let's see, Jeff, hey there. Johan Fulton, hey, it's in time. Johannes Fulton. Have we met? I don't know. James Cockcroft, hey guys. This is gonna be a regular Sunday thing. This is a good slot for me right here because I have no responsibilities at this point in time in the day, so it's working pretty good. Let's see, Matthew Wilmhurst, time zone appropriate greetings. Hey man, hey my case. No February, no February, none of that. No more daily stuff. Not till next year, maybe. Psycho Pompous 1, hey there. Let's see, Tracy Harms, the stream running on a device right now. It's just another layer. Oh, well, that's okay. I'm curious how the latency will be, but let's see. Listening to Luke's bleeps, lovely. Let's see. And Phonics Blue, hey, welcome. Try and get through this quick. David Higgins, hey, Animotion, hey there. Audrey. Let's see. Davi, hey. Let's see. Who else? Miro, hey, welcome back. This is a streaming break. I took a break for several days. Homegrown, good to see you. Oh, there's a long list of ats. Everybody tags everybody. That's a holdover from your stream, Andy. You taught them all to do that. That's good. Let's see. Toroid Labs. Oh, I should probably get something going. Hold on. I hate talking over nothing. There we go. I have gutted the modular. I'll talk about that in a minute. Let's see. Synchrotron, Toroid Labs. Nice. Okay, cool. So this is the first stream. I'm going to start streaming Sundays in this slot. This works really well for me. I really like it. And what's going on? The point of today is, as my whole morning seemed to indicate, when I'm happy making music, I just make it. I just jam forever. So, because I started this morning at like 9 a.m. my time, and it's 2 now. It was like 1 o'clock before I came up for air. My wife like banged on the door. She's like, you missed FedEx. Your dog hasn't been fed. He's crying to go out. I have the groceries from the market, and you didn't help me bring him in. I'm like, okay, well then, sorry. So, so yeah, it's really good. I'm very excited. So what are we playing with today? For anyone who wasn't here on the unexpected stream, I replaced some of the synths. I swapped a Nordwave 2 out for the Subsequent, and I swapped an Iridium over here for the Matriarch. And I have gutted the modular, and now we've only got one voice instead of 4. But there's kind of like 2. I'll take it apart in a minute. And then there's let's see, 1, 2. There's a drum track, the bass, and then the Lonely Birds. When I was little, I watched Mr. Rogers and Sesame Street, and there was this flute player from the 70s who would come on, this jazz flute player. I always wanted to play flute, but I was told by my family when I wanted to try out for flute in elementary school, they said, your lips aren't the right shape for that. We want you to play viola. And I'm like, I hated viola. So, but now that I can just noodle around. Lots of synths are like flutes, but this one. So, yeah. So let's talk about some sounds here. Let's talk about the modular first. Okay. Let's see. Am I missing anything? Tracy likes birds. That's good. So what's happening is, let me turn it down to 1 pulse. So using the Metropolis to pick notes. I've got this really old module called a micro step from IntelliGel. It's a gate sequencer. It's ancient. There's the new one's called Steppy, and it does a million things more that this one doesn't do. This one is just 2 8-step gate sequences, and so it's got 8 buttons, and you can turn on the gates. Beep, 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 beep. Right. Well, the gate is firing. The gate from that microstep is triggering this envelope. And so right now I've just got one trigger on the first of the 8 steps, right? It's nice, Torrid. That's true. If you tell anyone you play flute, they're like, do you play Jethro Tull or do you like Tull? I do like Tull. But I don't know about you. Anyway, so this gate's firing basically this braids. So this harmonic synth sound. There's an LFO basically modulating it pretty wildly. Well, I don't know if the camera's picking that up, but that fast, this little red LED here. So up, right? It's not synced. And it's just turning, the invisible hands are turning the knobs on the little braids here. So we're getting that. There's way too much delay and reverb on it, which I like for Berlin School. So it gives me sort of space warbles. I don't know what to call it. The pitches are being derived from the Metropolis, right? So I've got 8 stages on the Metropolis here that are all picking notes out of C minor. They're just sort of going up over time. And then I've got basically this thing called a pedal tone. Let me see. What's it called? Pedal point. So the pattern I'm using on Metropolis is called pedal point, which I guess is an organ thing. I don't know. If you guys know, speak up. But it's like the first stage plays, and then the second, and then the first, and then the third, and then the first and the fourth. It's like it keeps going, boom, bap, 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 out. So you leave the first stage as the root, and then do harmonic things with all the other steps, and it keeps re-triggering the root after it plays one of the other notes. So it keeps you sort of keeps the foundation centered in the key. So if I'll turn them all on, and you'll hear what I'm talking about. Right. And so the pitches are being changed during the pulse length. So I'm getting a pattern of, it's like Andy did it in he started doing it a couple streams ago. I did a video on it like 5 years ago. It's basically, there's a sequencer that's running your pitches and another sequencer that's running your gates, and they're separated. They're running off the same clock, but they're separate, right? So you can completely change the melodic structure of what's going on by turning gates on and off, or by changing the number of stages you go through. It's a really convenient way to get patterns that sound good pretty fast without having to mess around. I found with the Metropolis, if I screw around with pulse counts on the fly, I can push things out off the beat to a place where I don't like it. If I leave the gate sequencing to a known thing that I've got a known gate sequence I've got running external to Metropolis, I like it. Now, if I turn all those gates off, it does 2 sets of gates, right? So if I turn on, that was the A, this is the B side. It's attached to the same pitch structure, the same pitch sequence, but it's driving this other braids here with a different filter, slightly different envelope structure. So this works for me. So these 2 patterns, these 2 gate structures can interact with each other or offset each other or be offset from each other, but they're drawing from the same pool of melody. So they always sound appropriate. So what I do is basically turn on a couple from A and a couple from B. And it does interesting Berlin School. I'm liking it. Right? And then over here on the Nord Wave, I made a new sound. Let me turn these off for a second. I'll bring this back. I like that that gate F structure I've just set up. So let me just turn the volume down on that. On the Wave 2, I'm playing this thing. Right, so it's got that synced saw sound that's so prevalent in like early 80s Tangerine Dream. It's this. Hang on a second. So it's this. Right. Hey, Skyer. So we've got that synced saw sound. And I've got two of them. The other one's a couple octaves down and layered. All right, so I use those. This one is the sort of lead voice. And just bring in enough of the other to put a little body under there. All right. And then we've got this going on. Because the Nord Wave 2 is a sampler, and I wanted a pulsing sound, but I wanted a supportive sort of pulsing sound, not something that draws from the other. So it's literally a string sample that's got an LFO modulating it. Last layer is this sort of crystal shimmer. There's this sample that I made. That is stolen off of a Native Instruments synthesizer out of Reactor. And I stole this sort of, it's like a bell made of glass or something like that. It's a preset. I stole it, sampled it basically. And then built an appropriate sample for the Nord using it, and now I've got a bandpass filter sort of mangling it as like an accent. It's in the sort of Roland style of using a sampled attack on your synth sound to make it interesting. So if I bring it all back. It needs a little bell shimmer to be appropriately John Anderson, right? So it doesn't sound amazing in isolation, but when you bring it under or over this stuff, it works pretty well. Just as a single note lead. How many HP wide is the Eurorack case? 168 HP. It's an old. The rails are from Tip Top Audio, and it's their longest Z rails they make, whatever that is. Which 10 years ago, I assume they still make them. So 168 HP. You're absolutely right, James. I like layers, and I like bringing up a low end that swells up. Although it gets a little messy if you do it too much. Too many layers, you know? All right. And then, on the Iridium, I was shooting for Rick Wakeman. Kind of lucky man, kind of. And then we've got the Lonely Birds. This is a VST. It's right out of Omnisphere. It's a preset. It's called Lonely Birds. And I do have the drum kit. So there's this MPE-enabled drum kit that came with Ableton 12 that I really like. I'm sort of starting to mess around with it. I'm not a finger drummer. Pads are pretty... the drums behave well with slide. I like a ride cymbal. I really like the bell on a ride cymbal. So any drum synth or drum machine that will let me alternate between ride hits and bell hits, I'm happy with it. So, but again, I'm a terrible finger drummer. So, let's see. I'll make some more music in a second here. I wish I had the space to move sideways. It's so funny. When it's this wide, when it's 168 HP wide, it's really a pain in the ass if you have to connect to something way over here, because I don't have very many cables that are that long. You know, this is, I guess it needs to always be a square, right? To sort of like average out all the different ranges you could possibly, things you can reach for, right? Let's see. The Rick bass sample reminds you of JMJ's concert in China. All right. Oh, Luke's sound is much nicer. Oh, thank you, Omicron. Let's see. People are shopping in Andertons. It's all good. 1.2 meter cables. Yeah. All right. Okay, so let's make a little noise. I've got some drum kits that in here already, that little patterns that I set up. Let's do it from scratch. I'm lazy. That'll do. All right, let's change this pattern up. do something calm on the bass with lots of space. I wanted some birds in there fluttering around, not actually pushing a melody, just sort of deedling. We're going to bring them down. I have to fix my timing there. That kind of screwed up. Let's listen to it and see how bad it is. Not so bad. All right, so sometimes my timing can be off. I do have this thing telling on the push in Ableton, you can automatically quantize your recording. After you tell it I'm done recording, it'll zip through, sort of line everything up. And I have it doing that with, you can specify like a what percentage, like lock it really tight like a machine or leave a little humanity in there. And I leave a little humanity in there, but what that means is if I really fuck it up, it doesn't it doesn't work, and I have to go in and either re-record it or tweak it. That was okay. I think the birds need to be sparser though. I'm going to listen to the melody playing here, and when it sustains, I'll put bird flutters in there. A snare. What's that? A snare that's actually loud enough. Good enough. Now, so we've got this thing here, right, that we built. Total improv, right? I wasn't really thinking about harmonic progression or anything like that when I did the bass, but I just laid the bass down. And then the Nord line over it is me playing around, totally improvising, but responding to the bass. Let's do this. Let's record a new improv bass line over the Nord part and see what happens. A little more energetic, maybe. We'll see what happens. It might suck. Oh, I stopped the Nord line. Hold on a minute. Let's see. Bring the drums back in. I don't know, it's kind of plodding. Not so sure. Here's what I was jamming with earlier in the day. I'll just jump to it in a second. I still have the patterns from earlier before the stream when I was like lost all track of time. It's not necessarily better, but it's different. Oh, I totally forgot. Andy in the long line of synth modular streaming and then laying guitar over it. I don't own a guitar, but I was thinking of you. That is just musical masturbation right there. All right. Enough of that. All right. Look at that. I was having so much fun I snorted. All right. Let's put a little drone down. Let's see, what am I missing? All right, drone. All right, let's see. What have I missed here? Okay, 1.2 cables. That was the last message I saw. Let's see. Yep, I like I'm learning how to play finger drums. I mean, I'm not actively like taking a class and practicing, but I'm fiddling around with the MPE kit that came with Live 12, and it's not bad. I'm liking it. It's like while I'm playing it, I'm having fun, and it makes me want to play more. So I guess that's the bar, right? If it meets that bar, we're good. All right, cables. Song title: Space in the Case. Hey, Quattro Pagina. Hey. Let's see. Space is needed. Yep, the eternal, like, I don't have enough space in my modular. You may... I have decided to stop the whole running clock behind cables behind modules because I actually want the space that I leave empty to pass cables through. So that didn't last long. Let's see. All right. Greetings. Hey, Garen. Let's see. Dr. Cynthio. Greetings. All right. Folk being kind to each other. That's good. Shopping, pricing. And it's going. I don't know about hot stuff. That sample Paul Reed Smith guitar has been around for like 20 years. It was a Hans Zimmer sample that he did on the Akai S900, I think, like in the 90s. And that library's been floating around for so long. It's in everything. So I don't know like what the rights on it are, but it's part of one of the synths I use. So, and it's once you've played it, you will hear it in everything. So that's okay. Where does the drone come from? Which drone, my case? The one that's playing right now? If I stop... So if I turn off the modular... The drone that's playing right now? Just give me a thumbs up if that's the one. I'm not sure how long the latency is, but... what's playing right now is the drone from the bass guitar. Oh, helps if I actually... So the bass plays, fades out. Underneath it is a Moog Minotaur sample in Omnisphere. Then it'll fade and fade and fade until there's just this drone. But that's what it is. And then I had that playing too. I was holding that down with my pinky. The nice thing about the push is if you're on an instrument and you hit the sustain pedal connected to the push, and it sustains, and then you change the instrument, you can take your foot off the sustain pedal and it'll keep going. And it'll just keep sustaining until you go back and hit the sustain pedal again. We go back, hit it. It unlatches. All right. Let's make a little modular noise here. So if I turn the LFO down completely, so it's really long. So this is the LFO that's modulating this braids here. So it won't be quite so liquid. I'd have to go pull up the manual to know which synthesis module, what this synthesis module is doing. I harm is what it says on the display. Harmonic, harmonium, I don't remember. Maybe you know. But the timbre and color knobs, I'll sweep the timbre. Right, that's timbre. Here's color. Right, so it's like, where are we in the harmonic spectrum? Right, so if I leave those about 9 o'clock and I leave the attenuators around 2 o'clock, and then I drive them off an LFO that's running fairly quickly, it turns into burbling liquid, and I like it. Hang on a second. The chat has locked up. There we go. Okay. That's where the drone's coming from. Let me get caught up here. I don't have any LED cables either. Here's a question. I mean, I like the idea of LED cables. Anyone who's got LED cables, if you use them for pitch CV, do they pull the pitch down? Do they drain enough voltage that you lose a few cents? Curious. You know how I am OCD about pitch and tuning. I wouldn't use them if that's what happened. So I don't know. I'm not sure, but I don't know electronics, right? So I don't know if the system that's providing voltage has a compensation for things when you plug things into it. If they really drain a lot of voltage and it's like, I need to maintain like 1 volt here, and it'll up its voltage to sort of keep it there. So if your cable was draining some of your voltage, it could detect that and compensate. I don't know. I'm not sure how that works. So let's see. I think every module should have the same sockets as the Expert Sleeper modules and Emotion Music. Is that because you like the layout, like it's clean and everything's on the bottom, and if everything is on the bottom, they can all match and you can go across? And I mean, you still cross knobs and stuff when you go up and down, but that's something I always complain internally too. Like if I've got a module that's got jacks along the bottom and I want to plug it into a module that's got jacks along the top, if I can put them like this, I will. But if I can't, it's really annoying. So that might be what you're complaining about. Andy got a message redacted. I keep forgetting to turn on all chat. It's on top chat, and so like it mutes certain people. I don't know why. Let's see. Why was Andy's message redacted? The last time I saw that a couple streams ago, someone's message was redacted because the word they used was Locrian, and I guess it thought it was a bad word or something. I don't know. Let's see. The only problem with Expert Sleeper sockets is that they can be a bit loose. I agree. The disting, I worry that the jacks, the cables will just fall out if I breathe on them. By the way, that's the message that was redacted, Andy. So apparently talking about sockets being loose is considered inappropriate by the AI gods, and they redacted your message. Let's see. All right, people like PRS. Andy's got a nice PRS. All right, tags. If they're wired across the signal as they should be, they won't lose any voltage. Thanks, Karen. Today I learned, the more you know, right? I know Expert Sleepers have LED sockets too. That's completely separate. I meant, or maybe it's the same mechanism. Sure. I just meant, do LED cables do that? But you don't need LED cables if you got LED sockets. So obviously, yeah. Or I'm completely misunderstanding what your point was, and that's okay too. You deleted it? Weird. Okay. Hey, Ben. Welcome. All right. All right. Getting caught up on chat is like doing like zeroing your inbox. It's like a chore you got to do periodically. Okay. Let's see. Let's do one more. Where are we? It's 2:54. I've been going for about an hour. I think that's good. I'm not a marathon streamer, but Ben just showed up, so we need to make some noise, right? So let's do another jam completely with the different stuff. So let's change the pitches on the modular too. Take them all down. All right. Interesting. All right. Let's add the second voice on some of the off pieces. I think I like where that's going. Ooh. I need to shave. The beard is getting long enough that my hair is like making scratching noises on the microphone in my ear. Adri, you gave up inbox 0 a long time ago. Nice. I struggle. It's the beginning. It's one of those New Year's resolutions every year in January, February. I'm like, okay, I'm going to try and maintain inbox 0 this year. See how it goes. Oh, did I conflict my stream time with someone else? I'm sorry. All right. I like this. I think it's interesting because this sounds good, but its cadence is off the downbeat. So if I'm gonna put in a kick on the downbeat, and we'll hear. It's one of those things where, before the drums come in, and you've got a little groove going, and your hips are moving, and then the drums come in, and they're like, "Ha ha! I tricked you!" Blah blah blah. It's very popular. I didn't intend to do that, but I think I have accidentally done that. So hang on a second. That's working. put a bass line down for that. Let's do a really hypnotic one. Super short. 1 bar. Something like that. Very Alice in Wonderland. That's my mistake. It helps when you clear out the old patterns. People were like, don't delete your patterns, save those, use them in a song. I'm like, nope. Art's transient, baby. All right, let's try again. Nah, I don't like it. Try that one again. Got this liquid thing going on the modular. I've got the bass going, so I want to do this liquid thing with the birds. space. We're going to do it again. Repetition legitimizes. Something similar in answering on this synth. This is where auto quantize will screw you. So I was playing 30 seconds there, and I've got the quantize set to 16ths. So it basically turned them into blah, 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 blah. All right. Turn off quantize and let all my bad notes timing hang out. Then I'll do the same answering thing on this. A little too dramatic, but might as well finish the motion. Curious what happens if I bring this up an octave. It's better. Oh god, that's terrible. Again, I say this at least once per stream. They can't all be winners. All right, screw that. Luckily, I've got old patterns I could just jump to say like, not so cacophonous. Go back to our warbly modular. Anyway. All right. It was fun. Let's see. Okay, we've got EE class going on in the chat. Let's see. I'm glad you love the bass, Rob. You can make your own, man. Right? Adam Neely would... I don't think he would love that bass. I think he would be like, heretic, imposter. But he really plays bass, you know? Yeah, I like the little bird flourishes. I like that sound too. Right. That's sort of like, I wish I was a flute player kind of thing. Yeah. Let's see. Get your cape on. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right. I was totally doing Rick Wakeman there. Or Rick Wakeman or Keith Emerson, either one. I don't know if Emerson wore leather jackets. Wakeman wore the cape, right? I don't know. I don't remember. Hey, Wabbit. Nice to see you. All right. Well, let's see. Ooh, I'm going to wind it down, but I do want to do this. Let's revisit this pattern here for a second. I'm going to save this one because I like this little bit. This is what came out of earlier, right? Plus we can do this kind of stuff on top of it. Never give a synth player a whammy bar. Oh my god. Anyway, all right. So that was it. It's been a little over an hour. Wabbit, I'm sorry you just showed up and I'm shutting down, but I don't do the 3-hour streams like like Andy does. So let's see. Let's see. Capes. A lot of talk about capes. Everyone wants capes, apparently. I've got some capes here somewhere. Why, we still have like the bin of costumes from when my kid was wearing costumes, you know? So it's all good. Anyway, well, hey, thanks for coming. I appreciate it. Gotta just do this on Sundays. You know, so today I made this sound. Very 80s Tangerine Dream. I've got all the low end rolled off though for the bass. They give the bass some space, but and so like every Sunday I'll make another sound, make a little more music. Any ideas I come up with. It could be anything. I could be cooking up weird shit in Ableton too. You might get exposed to that. I might actually do screen grabs or something in the future, but it'll usually be make some noise, talk about the noise, make some noise, talk about the noise. You know how it goes. Anyway, wait, the stream's over already. I'm sorry, Rich. I don't do 2 or 3 hour streams. Give me time. I have to work up to it. Okay. Good God, man. Feed my stream habit. So anyway, I appreciate it that you're here, and I appreciate that you want it to go longer, but I'll work my way up to it. Okay. Oh, wow. That's terrible lighting. Oh, I look like ass. Oh well. That's okay. Thanks, everyone. I hope you have a great time, and I will talk to you later. Okay? See ya.